Upon a weary hour, on a weary day, the sun glazed the dull and sky as clear as gray. Cold winds curse the air and pain slow deaths to autumn leaves upon a weary hour just before the city sleeps. I sit in the coffee shop trying to make the best of it, discussing sociology with a good friend over tea. Half attentive, glancing across the room, calm and collected, trying to see the day through, realizing I cheap talk my lines, free struck my pride, and sleepwalk my time to a beat named life, when her phrase blindsided my thoughts train, handcuffed my attention, and boiled my heart to constriction. In the instance my ears were kissed with the simplistic deliverance from her lips, she said, sometimes I had to look in the mirror to remind myself I was Korean. And all of a sudden my coffee lost its reason. The next thing on my mind wasn't worth speaking, and the little sunshine that remained in my eyes turned to a moonless evening. I replied parallel in time as a young gentleman soaked in melanin passed by, dressed in expensive bright threads of large logos, sagging pants, twisted cap, and a necklace ornamented around his neck with a medallion that shined brighter than the sun's complexion. Time in parallel, replied I, your experience I can relate with. When the society outside of you reflects more than a majority of white faces, sometimes you begin to forget your own. And the space between your heart and your eyes can conflict and oppose to the point you have to physically see it to believe it, fight for it to feel it, say something to remember, and maybe take pains to bleed it. Of course, not despite whiteness or recite being non-white gives me something to write, but between my heart and eyes, the roots of confusion grow blue with the absence of resolution. To watch them pose like an ethnic fashion show, only concerned with how much the culture can flash and glow. Invested and dressed in cash and gold, it's not to ask to know, who are you performing for? No great pride's or shames to make it spoken. No matter how much you pay for it to own it, your presence only amounts to ka-ching, token. And when I point it out, they start clowning. The minute I bring it up, they shoot it down. When I take it serious, they say, chill out, kid. And when I want to talk about it, they get the tap dancing around it, hand clapping, singing it, pounded, full-winded out loud with it, shouting, let it go, feel good, get on with it, and do like you should. And I wish I could. I stop glancing asunder the room. Just as the sky begins to cry cold rain, I look in her eyes and tell her, thank you for giving words to such a well-known pain I haven't been able to describe for the longest time. In the company of so many friends, still feeling alone. Amongst the most familiar of places, still feeling lost. In this crowd, if you ever begin to forget who you are again, let's serve each other as reflections, so you never have to look in the mirror to remember.